So this is MyMathLab. Once you've come to mypearson.com and followed the registration instructions and created an account if you don't have one, used your same username and password if you do have one, then when it asks you for the course ID and you put Hill 13232, then you should get to a screen that has a tile that looks like this that says Summer17 Math A Online. This is the CRN, the course record number that Sierra College uses to keep track of the course, 60239. And that's the number that you'll need also to add the course if you haven't added yet. And then Hill 13232. So this is the right class. So I'm going to click on the class tile and it takes me to the home page. So when you get to the home page, yours will look a little bit different because this is the instructor screen. And so I have these little icons for things that are hidden from students, but you can see all the rest here. So button number 1 is the home page. This is where you land every time you come into MyMathLab. And here's where announcements might be, although I generally use Canvas for announcements. And here's where you'll see that there's a calendar ribbon. So here's June 4th, 5th. This is today, is the 6th. And if I go forward to next week when the class actually begins, you'll see that it shows you what's due each day if you hover over the little clock on the calendar. So you can see that, wow, right away some things are due. Nothing on the very first day, so you have a chance to get started, but by the second day, I want you to start completing assignments. So that's why I'm sending you everything early, so you have a chance to get started now, get a head start while it's usually the easier material, and make a lot of progress really quickly at the beginning here. So then you can see what's due on Wednesday, you can see what's due on Thursday and Friday, and you can see the only thing due on Friday is a quiz. That's going to be the normal schedule. Nothing will be due on Saturdays. Nothing's due the first Sunday. Take it back. There's some homework assignments due, but I'd really rather if you finish them by the Friday. But I didn't want to require you to. So you can always look ahead and see what's coming up. And that would be a good practice. I've only put the first week and a half in so far so that it wouldn't look overwhelming when you went to the assignment list. So button number 2 says click here to begin. This is if you're just starting without reading any of the documents. I've tried to make it as self-explanatory as I could. So here's button number 2 where you click to begin, and here are all the course documents that I'm sending to you. So I've sent you the welcome letter, I've sent you the MyMathLab instructions for getting registered in the course. I've sent you the step-by-step instructions for the course. It's kind of a long, wordy document, but if that's a way that helps you learn, I've provided that. Otherwise, you can just click buttons and figure it out, and that's fine too. You have almost a week before you need to actually get started turning in assignments. So then I've also put the syllabus here and the course calendar. So here is one place where you can access these documents. They'll also be in Canvas, which I'll make a separate video to show that to you. Then you have button number 3, and that's the Learning Help button. And what I would suggest you do is that for each chapter, chapter 1, and section 1.1, you select all and see what are all the resources available to me in section 1.1. And you can see that there's some animations available and you can watch those. There's the textbook. There's some videos about each objective. So these are tiny little 1 minute, 1.5 minute, 2 minutes. Or you can watch the 11-minute video that's an instructor, as if you were sitting in class for 15 minutes, 11 minutes, watching an instructor and listening and taking notes. So I really encourage students to use these learning aids and take some notes before jumping to the homework. Okay, so you'll see that there's different things available for different sections. Let's look at section 1.5, and you'll see there's different things available. So take advantage of those resources. You're paying a lot of money for the software that includes all these helpful things. So then you're going to start your homework for a section by going to this homework and quizzes button. So the first homework is called the orientation assignment, and it's really just to help you learn how to put your answers into MyMathLab It's kind of picky, so you want to learn how to enter things correctly the first time so that you won't get frustrated with how picky it is. So if it wants answers in a certain particular way, it says that in blue type under the answer box. If it wants to be rounded in a certain way or if it wants it simplified. So those are the kind of things that you'll do in this orientation homework assignment. And that needs to be done first. So then you can see these assignments have green flags. This is called a prerequisite flag. So this says before you can start on the homework for section 1.1, you need to score at least 70% on the orientation assignment. So get that done and then go to section 1.1. You're not going to be able to work on it till you do the orientation. I have special powers, so I can. So then you're going to go to the homework assignment questions. And I'm going to strongly recommend that you work on paper and have some evidence for yourself to look at later and help yourself, and then type your answer in. So in this problem, I have Ask My Instructor available as a question help, or I can go to the textbook. You want to save your work as you do it. I'm looking for one that's a little more complicated so I can show you the question help. So under the question help, here are all the things that are available to you. Help me solve this. So help me solve this will walk you through this problem step by step. Some students find it helpful, some not so much. You can ask me by saying ask my instructor, and I will make you a video and narrate it, and then you can also view an example that's similar but not exactly the same problem. And then there's animations in the textbook, so feel free to use any of these question helps when you're on a homework problem. If you send to Ask My Instructor, please ask me a question. If you just send me a link to the problem, then I'm going to send back and ask you what your question is, because I don't want to tell you stuff you already know. So make sure you tell me what you already do know and what you need help with. So that's button number 4, the homework and quizzes. So when you click this button the first time, I'm pretty sure what you see is just the homework. And so you're going to need to click the button that says all assignments so you can see them all in order. So you can see that right now it's showing you 21 through 40 of the 75 assignments. So you need to use the back arrow to page back to the first assignments. And then see how these mini quizzes, you have infinitely many attempts at them. So there's no time limit and no limit to the number of times you can try. So the thing about the mini quiz is it doesn't have the helps available, and that's purposeful so that you can check yourself and make sure you really have learned the material. And then once you've finished a quiz, you can go to button 5, grade details and quiz review. So this is where you can go to a quiz that you've done, and if it's listed here, it's completed, and you can look at it and review it. And while you're in the review mode, all those helps are available the same as when you're in a homework question. So you can ask my instructor, you can view an example, and so on. So button number 6 is your personalized study plan. And as you go along, it's going to pay attention to how long it takes you to do problems, how many times it takes you before you get the correct answer, and give you suggestions for things that you might want to practice on more. These are really small. It's micro objectives, if you will. So it's just more practice with feedback, if that would be helpful for you. Now, button number 7 is going to be important for you because every week on Thursday, you're going to need to post, well, by Thursday, you can do it earlier, and every week by no later than Monday night, you're going to post comments on your classmates' posts. So the only one you should be able to see right now is this introduce yourself, and I have the dates here in the assignment so that you can make sure you're getting things done on time. Feel free to read my bio that I've included here. That's a little bit about me, and you can see pictures of my dog. And what I'd like you to do is respond on this discussion board and see how there's a subject area here. So put something in the subject area like introducing James, and then put your post here, and then scroll down and you see post. So after I've entered a subject, and I can post it. And then your classmates will be able to see it. So I can edit it after I've posted it. I can reply to people who have posted. I can cancel this. I can go back and cancel this one. So that's the discussion board. And please use it wisely. It's been shown that people who connect with their classmates online or in a classroom tend to do better in the class. They feel more connected and more committed to the class. Here's button number 8. These are movies that I've already made, and I will add movies as students ask me questions. So come here and look and see if there's a movie, The Bookcase Problem. I got so many people asking me about the bookcase problem that I just made a YouTube video and posted it here. And some challenging systems of equations and polynomial long division. So I've already made some movies for some of the tougher topics. So you might want to come here and check them out. Then I also have advice from previous online students. It seems like sometimes it helps to hear it from another student. So these are uncensored. This is exactly what students wrote on a discussion post that I asked them, what advice would you give to future online students? So that's from students that have previously taken my course online. The final exam review will be posted closer to the final exam. There's other things that you might find helpful. Here's some the student solutions manual if you want to work on problems from the book and have answers to the problems. There's Blitzer bonus videos. Blitzer is the author of the book. There's a learning guide. To me, a lot of these are just extra stuff, but you're welcome to check them out and see if they're useful for you. So I've left them here rather than delete them in case you might find something helpful. So here's some tools for success that might be helpful for you to have an English-Spanish audio glossary, basic math review, an algebra review, online calculator lessons, bonus videos, and so on. The purchase options is if you use the free 14 days access, eventually they're going to get this set up so that you can just purchase your access from here when that's ready to expire. So you will get an email if you use the 14 days of free access. You'll get an email warning you that it's about to expire so that you can actually purchase your access. So that's what you should see when you log into MyMathLab, and let's